Dow Jones editor George Stahl joins us now. George,
good morning.
What is going on? What kind of deal are we talking? How much money? What kind of details are there?
And details are kind of scattered at this point. It's not even clear whether Softbank would be interested in buying all of Sprint or just a significant part of it, like 2/3 or 3/4.
Okay.
So that's putting the estimates of the deal anywhere from $15 billion to $25 billion.
Wow. So and what is Sprint's assets that SoftBank? Is it something to do with spectrum potentially? I know Sprint has a stake in Clearwire.
Right. Certainly, if you look at the U.S. mobile market, it's a pretty well-established market with not a ton of growth. You have AT&T, Verizon Wireless, and Sprint and T-Mobile to a certain extent, all fighting for the same types of customers for these smartphone customers. So it seems like that's a pretty intimidating market to just try to jump in and leverage. One interesting part, though, is Sprint's holdings in Clearwire, which Sprint owns almost half of it. Clearwire has a ton of spectrum. They've got technology that would fit well with Softbank's technology. Softbank is the third largest mobile carrier in Japan. So there are some benefits to Softbank for that. Clearwire shares are up 25% this morning.
Who is Softbank?
Softbank, as I said, is the #3 mobile carrier in Japan. It's owned by its founder, Masayoshi Son, who's the second richest man in Japan.
He's also the chairman of Yahoo Japan, correct?
Yes, and that's probably how most people in the U.S. recognize
He's part
Softbank.
of the fight that had been going on between Yahoo and Alibaba and SoftBank, trying to unwind all those stakes.
Exactly, and SoftBank owns 40% of Yahoo Japan. Yahoo owns 33%. The two have been in a long discussions to try for Yahoo to give back its Japan stake to, well, not give back.
So that's how we know him. Obviously. Japanese companies in general, they're sitting on a lot of cash, and they're in a market, a domestic market that isn't growing at all.
Right.
So they've been looking for deals outside of Japan, but this is interesting because you'd think they'd go for an emerging market where there's growth.
Right.
And there's not a lot of growth potentially in the U.S.
And the mobile market in the U.S. has been a mixed bag for foreign companies. You look at Deutsche Telekom, it's trying to get out of T-Mobile. Or at least it was at one point with trying to sell its T-Mobile unit to AT&T. It has trouble making T-Mobile a viable competitor. Yet you look at somebody like Carlos Slim, who, albeit it's the low end of the market, has done a nice job building a mobile business here in the U.S.
Mention briefly, you mentioned the T-Mobile is now merging with Metro PCS. That has some implications for Sprint.
Right.
This is an important deal potentially for Sprint. They need maybe some kind of exit, or what strategically, what's important for them that they need to solve here?
By not going after Metro PCS, it did limit the options for Sprint as to how to build up their spectrum needs even more than they have right now. Having Softbank, though, gives them a deeper pocket and may enable them to do things more than just rely on the iPhone, which has been a big growth driver for Sprint over the past few quarters since they got the iPhone. So maybe having somebody like Softbank come in could help them get past the iPhone hurdle. Okay,
great. And we'll have a lot more on this on Markets Hub at 10:30. By the way, Sprint stock is up 16% this morning. George, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.